Today you're gonna see one of the best Hollywood lighting techniques that have been used in the biggest films ever. And if you have ever found yourself struggling to get the perfect lighting for your videos, well, you are not alone. The technique I'm referring to is 3-point lighting, and like the name of it, you have 3 lights pointing to your subject: key, fill, and backlight. The idea of having 3 points of light is the best way to control your subject lighting ratio for achieving different moods. And by having the backlight, you can make your shots feel 3-dimensional. Take a quick example of this shot. I close the room light, put an ND filter on the lens, and I have this as a starting point. Then I set up a 300 watt light with a softbox to be as my key light and put it side to my face to create side lighting. And like you see, the shadows here are harsh and there are too much contrast. So to reduce the contrast, I was adding a 60 watt light with a small softbox and put it 45 degrees to me, so it had a fill light to the face from the same side of the first light, and this is the look I got. Now you can see it's a little bit better, but it's not really there yet, and what I did next was adding another 60 watt light from the reverse side of the fill light, and that's what separates my body better from the background, and this is how it looks. The fine touch here, when I mostly do first before I light my subject, is the room light. I blasted the powerful light behind the window and got more light hitting the room, and this is the look I got. Now let's compare it again. On the left side you can see the before, and on the right side you can see the after with the 3-point lighting. Okay, let's take another example and see different use of 3 points of lights. Take this shot for example, a simple talking and interview shot when right now the light is pretty bad. But we can work this out. I was putting an ND filter on my lens so I can get the right exposure I need from the windows, and then I will set up a 300 watt light with a softbox to be as my key light. I place it 45 degrees angle and a little above my face to create a beautiful pattern of light on me, and this is the look I got. But you can see that I have a deep shadows on the other side of the face, and also the background is very underexposed. I solved this by first adding a 300 watt light bounce to the walls and give me some room exposure, and also it was acting like a little fill light to the face, and then I add a light with a softbox to fill the shadows on the face and make the key light seems more gradual. You can see how it looks without and with the fill light. And it also depends on what you are trying to get, and there is nothing wrong in each way. The shot started to become closer to what I wanted, and the last thing I wanted to add is a hair light. And I placed the hair light overhead, and it created a light on my hair, and I dim it to my taste, and that separates me better from the background here. You can see the difference here with only the key light, and with the 3 points of lights. Okay, so adding fill and backlight can make a huge difference in your footage, but the big if here is how much, cause everything will impact your final look for good or the bad. Take for example the last breakdown I show you. Let's focus only on the key light and the fill light. If I change the power of the fill light, I get a different exposure on the shadow side, and get a different total mood of lighting here, which is called lighting ratio. I can have my fill light very dim, normal or high, and get a different look. And you can see the comparison of the 3 here, so when you use 3 points of lights, you can control the mood depending on what you are trying to get. I choose to go with the first option, which is look best for my taste, and let's add a backlight again. And you can see the difference and how much difference it makes to the image. So as you saw on the breakdowns today, 3-point lighting is very important technique that can elevate the quality of your videos, and mastering the idea of using it with different lighting ratio can make a huge difference on your final image. And if you like the idea of this lighting technique, just give yourself time and practice this on your own time and do some testing. And if you found this video helpful, hit the ring button and subscribe for more content like this, so don't stop creating. See you again next time.